Ben Leber at Nacho Leber via X. Also, Twin Cities Live, 3 to 4:30 today, Channel 5, TCL. Yeah, you know we. Watch Ben on TV each and every weekday, 3 to 4:30 on Channel 5. And Football Conversation commences right now. By the way, Combine Radio with me and Pete Bursich from Indianapolis next Tuesday and Wednesday. That is the only place you will hear Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell and acting general manager Rob Brzezinski from Indianapolis. It'll be 9 to noon next week. I don't believe those two are speaking from the podium. So 9 to noon on Tuesday and Wednesday, the only spot to hear KO and acting general manager Rob Brzezinski. And FINA, Fairness and 9 to Noon Act, there can't be any Kirk Cousins questions because he's currently under contract with the team. But Ben and I chatted a little bit about it recently, where it does appear that Kirk will be cut in mid-March. And, now you got Tyreek Hill, beloved Cheetah, got released by Miami. He comes out and says, I'm turned up. They'll pay. It's all the same stuff we've heard a million times.
Yeah.
But like when you have quarterback uncertainty, like they do here, and when I say uncertainty, it comes with respect, simply because I think O'Connell has said that, there's going to be competition in the offseason. So that would kind of breed or lead to the word uncertainty a little bit. I mean, can you even ponder like free agent wide receivers or cheetah guy or something like that until you get your quarterback situation set? What's your view on that?
Oh, I don't know if it has to go in sequential order like that.
Yeah.
First of all, good to see you, as always.
You too, brother. Love you.
So I think that you can make those decisions independently of each other. Mm-hmm. The whole cheetah thing, I think it's a fun thing to toy with and play with.
Cheetah guy, ACL late last season.
I think that's the biggest thing for not only us but for everybody else is that how healthy is he going to be?
Yeah,
a late season ACL. Most likely not going to be back to his full strength until the end of next season. Mm-hmm. So
really.
Yeah, I mean, most guys will say that, yes, I can play.
Yeah.
I can play within 10 months.
Wow.
But when can I be fully explosive? It's usually like months 14 and beyond.
So he's going to be a freebie during the season because if he's on a roster into the season and he's a vested veteran, well, they got to guarantee it if he's there after week 1. Then you got to wait a long time.
Yeah, I don't think that he won't be an opening day roster guy.
Yeah. So in fairness, it happened September 29th.
Oh, it did?
Oh, I thought it was later season.
I thought it was November.
No, it was week 4. I had to verify when I heard the late season bit. It was earlier than you think, but still,
Cheetah guy.
As of opening day, certainly not 100%.
Cousins, McCarthy, take the snap. Cheetah over here. Jefferson over there. Hawkinson stroking the post. Play action off Aaron Jones. Sounds good enough to eat.
Okay, so when did Darisaw get his...
Kirk's going to love that.
when did Darisaw hurt his ACL?
Late October.
7 or 8 at SoFi.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we never really got a full, healthy version of Christian Darisaw really this whole season.
Well, yet you're right, but I mean, he now granted you could clearly tell there was a massive contraption underneath his pads.
Sure.
At minicamp when they trolled him out there minicamp. So I was like, damn, look at this, man. He's going to start week 1, start the entire season. Holy cow, what a fiasco that thing turned out to be.
Yeah. So I guess the only reason I bring that up is so for like every guy that's recovered super, super fast, there's also, you have to keep in mind, there's the law of averages where it says that there are some guys that maybe not recovered, in a year plus and not be 100%. So the fact that he was, let's say October 1, that Tyreek will be ready. Now he might be cleared for football, but when would he be the cheetah that we know?
Right.
Probably not until late in the season. And I don't know. I guess since it was kind of an early tear, then maybe he would make an opening day roster. Somebody would guarantee that contract knowing that they're going to get 10 games with him.
Yeah.
It might be worth it. If you go 10 games plus a playoff run and you've got a guy that can split the field wide open and open up other things for you and be a real threat. If you check the mentals and everything else checks out and you're like, okay, don't come in here and be a turd.
Yeah.
Okay. You just like, you do what we ask you to do, and you play like an adult, then I think that we can use a guy like that.
Yeah, that all sounds like McVay rolling the dice right in front of Halloween to bookend Puka Nacua. I mean, that's just what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, because
dislocated knee and multiple ligaments. Oh, yeah.
Good luck with that.
Don't look up the highlight. It's nasty.
Really? Hey, do you happen to know what school has the most players invited to the 2026 NFL Combine? Because when I saw this yesterday, it surprised me a little bit. What school?
So it surprised you?
Well, probably shouldn't, but I don't follow college football as closely as you do. I can tell you Oklahoma, Miami, and Georgia each have 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're tied for 4th. Then you get Ohio State with 11 and LSU with 11. They're tied for 3rd. Can you nail the exacta of the top 2?
Alabama.
Alabama's number 2. Well done. So now which school has the most players at the 2026 Scouting Combine? And obviously it was a good team last year, but nothing really descript with me here. But what do you think?
Miami?
No, the Canes. Now the Canes, they're tied with Georgia and Oklahoma. One more guess.
Okay, one more guess. USC?
Stop! Texas A&M.
Okay, that is a sneaky good
13.
One. Yeah.
They got 13 players there.
Boy.
All right, how many can you name?
I got a couple of D linemen.
Yeah, I got a couple of D linemen. I couldn't name them off the top of my head.
Oh, that's right. They got some good D linemen. Yeah, I remember that.
Let me search through my notes.
No, don't even worry about that. We're good.
Oh, gosh.
We're good.
I know.
Isn't that where the Bane cat's from, or is he from somewhere else?
He's a Miami guy.
Oh, my bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, Indiana, IU, the Indiana Hoosiers, the national champions, they have 9. They only have 9, like eighth or ninth most. They just won the national championship. But their quarterback Mendoza's going to go first, right?
Yeah, he'll go number 1.
Okay. And do you think if you're Clint Kubiak, if you're his new quarterbacks coach, Andrew Janocko, if you're a Raiders fan, are you happy about that?
Yes.
You're just loving
Extremely happy about that.
Wow. You dig Fernando Mendoza that much?
I do.
That's terrific.
Yeah. I mean, I think that he's a giant cornball, but I don't think that that's like a reason you don't draft a guy like that number 1 overall. I mean, he seems to have everything you're looking for. Like, he's as corny as he is and kind of cringy. Like,
you like his arm strength?
He's a really good player.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just elusive and slithery. And
yeah,
is his arm strength good?
I think so.
Yeah. That's not super familiar.
If I had to compare the two, if I looked at Darnold and when he's in Seattle under Kubiak, maybe not quite as live of an arm as that, but I think he can get the ball down the field. Ben Leber, beloved Ben, power trip during the week, 9 to noon on Thursdays, bumper to bumper, generally on Mondays, and also Twin Cities Live, 3 to 4:30, Channel 5 each and every weekday. More football to be chatted about with Ben when we return to KFAN. Leber, beloved Nacho, watching any of the Olympic hockey? I did not get a chance to, but it's definitely...
Any of it, period?
Not live.
Right.
Not live.
Yeah.
I will be tuning in today, though.
What about curling? Jared Allen taped it earlier, about 15 minutes from now. And, the majority of the conversation was spent on this, I think it's called Rock Club or something like that. TJ Hawkinson and George Kittle.
Yeah.
Have pumped a lot of cash into this Rock League that's going to debut in April. And, man, I've chatted with or interviewed Jared a zillion times. You're friends with him and you were in a locker room with him for X amount of years. So, Jared inside and out. He gave some of the most thoughtful, long-winded, deep answers about his adoration and affection for curling. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, the way he described this thing and the technical aspect and everything. Man, he is so into that. But, with curling, I enjoy it. I don't mind it. It's kind of background TV for me. Don't know about you. It's on TV all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, so that means eyes must be on it in worldly fashion. It's proven out like for meters and ratings and stuff like that, right? Because, it's on all the time.
Yeah, it is on all the time. I'm kind of like you, and I know that it seems like it's a little like blasphemous to say this around these parts. I'm guessing it's one of those things where it's a lot more fun to play than it is to watch.
Right.
And I
don't know about that sweeper spot though, man.
and I know that there's it's way more challenging than I think a lot of people give it credit for. Like, I don't think that I can even get in the position to throw the stone. I know it's got to be way more tiring to do the sweeping and all that stuff. There's definitely some skill involved. I'm not saying that they're not skillful.
Oh,
but
for sure.
But from a watching standpoint, give me the last, make it like the red zone.
Yeah.
Give me the last 8 ends. Like there's 10 ends, like there's 10 rounds within the game. Give me the last 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all I want to watch.
Right.
It's kind of like the NBA. I don't want to watch the first 3 quarters because they don't really care.
Yeah.
There might be some nice plays in there, but like, just give me the fourth quarter. If I could watch the fourth quarter of every NBA game in red zone style, I would be in for that. I kind of put curling in the same situation that only when it's compelling do I think it's great TV. Otherwise, it's just kind of nice to have on the background, and I don't pay that much attention to it.
It is an art, and it's an art of that game. And it's fascinating to watch when you got the sweeper or the sweepers, and they get that stone to turn. And to the perfect angle, with the friction on the ice, obviously, to knock out 1 or 2 stones. And then you get the opposing team in the game to come in and go to sweeping on your stone to try to get it to go to a bad place. So that part of it, to get that thing to turn, I find to be fascinating. What Winter Olympic sport would you love to have a chance at? Like if you trained for 2 years or whatever. I mean, you're a professional athlete. Once an athlete, always an athlete. Like of all these sports or games, where do you think you'd have a chance?
Well, where I'd have a chance is none of them. But where I think my interest lies, 2 sports.
Yeah.
Speed skating.
Ooh.
I think it'd be super fun. I mean,
you would just do it for the outfits.
I was the super cheesy, dorky kid at the roller rink that was just flying past kids.
Yeah.
Trying to be a show off.
Yeah.
Trying to go
with
as fast
disco
as
music blaring.
Yeah. The thing is, I never try to go backwards because that's just ridiculous. You can't go fast backwards. So you might look cool that you can go backwards, but you can't go fast. Yeah. So I was trying to go fast. I was trying to lean into the corners and really get after it.
What about the aggressive bobsled bib?
No. So the other one might surprise you. I find the slalom skiing.
Yeah.
I think that'd be super fun.
Right.
Because
where you go left and right real fast.
It's like you have the downhill aspect of there's a decent amount of speed just to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
I think the technical part, because I do love auto racing and all that stuff too. I think understanding the lines to make those corners so crisp and fast against the poles, against the gates, I think that would be so mentally stimulating to me. So I think those 2 sports would be really fun if I could dive into them.
Would that be what you would say, just as a former athlete, is that the event that you'd say, the athleticism of that's something that uber impresses you?
Yes, more so in the speed skating. I don't know if
Okay.
I think the skillfulness of the slalom skiers is maybe I wouldn't put it in the pure athlete standpoint. But I think just the way they can do it and see it, and the reaction time and their body mechanics and all that. It is to me, it's there's a poetry to it. There's an art. Cool, there's an art to it when they're doing it.
Oh,
now you could probably say the same thing about moguls, but boy, I mean, my knees would explode on the first mogul.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even want to get my body conditioned to get into that environment. So I guess PA, the answer is, slingshot it back to you.
Oh, geez.
What would you do?
Probably curling. And I'd be the one at the end.
No, but I'm saying
sweep.
Okay, so let's just say that physically all of us physically all of us can handle whatever you need to do. What do you think would it be the
big
ski
jumping?
Bit?
Yeah, the ski jump bit. Yeah, I would like to do that.
You want to fly?
Yeah, that'd be elite. So I could be the new version of what used to be ABC's Wide World of Sports with Chris Schenkel, where they had your guy. It was the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. It was always a ski jumper from back in the day at the Olympics who just toppled and just got crushed.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be the agony of defeat, but I'd like to give it a try.
I might have to rethink that. If I was going to rank the top 3, that would be my top 3 because, who doesn't want to fly?
Yeah, exactly.
Every boy's little dream was phenomenal. I want to learn how to fly. So
you would ski jump?
No chance.
You would skydive? Or have you?
I've done it.
Oh, yeah. From how far? 10, 20,000 feet?
Well, we were at 12,000 and we had it's when we were up in Duluth at the air show and we had the wildfires from Canada kind of come through. And so we are at 12,000 feet That was what we were going to jump at. And
they lost you in the smoke and got scared.
And they said the smoke was just too much. They wanted a better clearance, so we went down to 10. So it was kind of
10,000 feet. Are you kidding me?
That still counts. We're not.
No, I know.
Underrating it.
How fast are you? I mean, what's it feel like?
Cessna's going what, 100 and change?
No, we are in the back of a C. What is a C-130? No, that's a gunship. What's the somebody in the military is going to correct
Cessna?
me. No. It was a military plane with it was a cargo plane with the back end drops down where they load all the cargo on.
Yeah. A UPS plane.
That might be a C-130.
Or a C-130.
Isn't a C-130 the gunships?
No, I don't know. Well, I'm about to find out.
Do you think it's arrogant or dumb to ask this question? And be straight with me.
Yeah, C-130's four engine turboprop military transport.
Okay, so it was a C-130 that we jumped out of. And I'll say this. One of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. I will probably never do it again. Yeah. I don't have the desire to be a skydiver.
Yeah.
I've done it once. I've felt the adrenaline rush. I nearly pooped my pants.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, really. I mean, it's the fear that you have, at least I had
on the ground.
When that ramp drops down and you're standing on the edge of this ramp.
Yeah.
And you're just like looking out, 10,000. You got to go.
That's faith over fear right there.
I mean, get out of here.
All right, one more football bit for me. Leslie Frazier is joining the combine shows Tuesday and Wednesday. He's going to join 9 to noon Tuesday from Indianapolis. Super Bowl champion assistant head coach with the champion Seahawks. It's his third Super Bowl victory, second as a coach. What was it like for you playing 4 years for Leslie?
It was great. I will just say that, boy, he's created quite the stir. He had the one comment that I think is going to reverberate all the way through the draft.
Leslie did?
Yeah.
Damn, what is it?
Well, he was being asked during the Super Bowl just about Nick Emanwari, and he was just saying, like, look, the modern NFL is a positionless deal, and we look at these players not as specific positions, but like what they can do for us and the versatility that they can bring. And so I've heard over and over again that specific quote being used by a lot of draft analysts already, saying, if Leslie Frazier's correct, and this is how a lot of teams are looking at these players in the modern NFL, then you have to start putting slashes on some of these guys. This guy might be a corner in the draft. Can he move to safety? He might be a safety. Can he play linebacker? This guy's a light linebacker. Can he play a little bit of hybrid safety? You know, we're already starting to see with defensive ends. Like, you know, you might find a really good edge rusher, a bigger body edge rusher. Can he be a 5 technique? Can he be a 3 technique in a passing situation? So it's like, he's just saying maybe the thing that we've all kind of known, but the fact that they really are putting it into practice when it comes to evaluating these players. And that's where Emanwari came in about, because, you know, he had first round talent as far as his measurables go. Like, his combine numbers were out of this world. But he didn't get taken where I think a lot of people thought he was going to get taken. So, you know, there's just that value, and where do you put some of these athletes, and where do you put some of these guys, and you know, even like B-Flow, you know, has kind of a hybrid safety system. It's kind of a different way to look at some of these draft picks. All that being said, Frazier was great. I mean, honestly, everything that you ever hear from anybody talk about him from just a man perspective, he's how you want a lot of coaches to approach coaching. That I'm going to coach you hard. We have good expectations and high expectations for you, but at the same time, my door is always open.
Yeah.
You know, and then when his door is open, because I went in to talk to him multiple times about the number of reps I was getting, how I was getting utilized. You know, I had some discrepancies in what I thought how I was being used. And you know, quite frankly, I wasn't happy, with some of the things that they were doing with me and not doing with me. So, you know, I went to his office twice that season and had some real, like, sit down man-to-man conversations with him. And
it worked well. Well, I mean, it was a good back and forth.
I would say it didn't, you know, I didn't end up getting what I didn't end up getting what I wanted.
The best.
But I think
Kenny Anatola was a tough beat. Okay. So give him some credit.
No, he had the guy LFKO.
Yeah.
But the fact that I could sit across from him and actually have a dialogue with him that wasn't just like, I'm a coach. I'm on my pulpit. I'm looking down at you as just a minion player.
Yeah.
You guys got to do what you're told. Like, we had a good conversation. It was a good dialogue, and I understand that not every decision was his. But, in a modern sense, and I hate using this term, but I did feel heard. I felt like, all right, I got that off my chest. I felt like you listened. I felt like you understand where I'm coming from. And that's all we can ever ask.
Well, that's like 15, 17 years ago. Would you still be hurt by it now?
Hurt by it?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you matured as a man, as a player, and things like that.
No, if I was going through the same thing now, I would have the same. I'd be as pissed off as I was back then.
Do a good job on TV today. I know that you will. Can't wait to watch. Thanks for the time, and see you soon.
Yeah, see you, man. Have a good one.
Yep, you too. Ben Leber. Jared Allen on curling and football joins 9 to noon.
Never miss your chance to know what the latest sports news is in town. Chances to win tickets, as I've talked about before. Knowing what's going on with all your favorite KFAN shows. Follow KFAN 1003 on all our social channels, Instagram, TikTok, X, etc. Stay connected. Follow the sports leader. It's KFAN.
Here comes HOF Radio. He's Jared Allen, former Vikings defensive end, and 69 also is an elite curling mind, and he joins us now from down Nashville way. Has the HOF honor, the Hall of Fame honor, Jared, gotten you comps at, say, Harper's or Oak Steakhouse in Nashville?
Oh, not at all.
Really?
But then again, I don't go out to eat hardly ever, so no. That the HOF honor and all of its prestige wore off the minute we got back to the house and volleyball season kicked in, and we became Uber drivers.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you roll up to one of those 5-star high-end steakhouses wearing the yellow jacket, maybe the 19, 20, 21-year-old receptionist will be like, "Oh, Hall of Famer, everything's going to be free, man."
That person would be like, "Why are you wearing a yellow jacket?" Like, they would probably just give me fashion advice and tell me that was
right. Hey, what with the yellow jacket? After you get it, you wear it, you speak. What do you do with the yellow jacket?
Gold. Yeah, I like how you call it yellow because it is more yellow than gold. I think, right? Mm-hmm. But it's sitting in my closet. It's there for the next time I get to wear it somewhere. I know some guys wear it like all the time, and it's not because they're trying to show off that they're in the Hall of Fame. Yep. It's because it becomes simply you only need one dress coat. Like you need one sport coat now. That actually is advice I got from Kevin Y. He said, "Hey, he's like, I only have one sport coat. I only have one sport coat now because anywhere I go, people want me to wear this." So no, it's just in my closet. Hey, it's just hanging there.
And you know what, man? It actually is the gold jacket, but it's I hit you with the erroneous yellow because actually it's more of a mustard color. So I mean, but it's called it's the gold jacket, man. Yeah, you're right. Now, Jared, T.J. Hawkinson, and George Kittle, and others are investors in the Rock League. What's the Rock League, and what's going on in April when said league debuts?
So it's our professional curling league. You know what? It's one of a kind. I mean, it's never been done before, right? We're taking basically the top curlers in the world, and for the first time, they're not going to actually just curl with their countrymen, So we will have some of the top European and Asian teams together, and North American teams from Canada, U.S., all sorts of stuff kind of mixed up in Europe. And so our initial launch is kind of is short, right? We're going to kind of have like a big, weekend long league spiel to launch in April of 2026, just to kind of get everybody an appetite for it.
Yeah.
And then 2027 we'll have more events. There'll be more, more locations and stuff like that. But yeah, the goal is to build out a professional, basically a spring league for curling that won't affect anybody. The trouble with curling, right, is trying to create. Continue the buzz that comes off of the Olympics. Curling is one of the most watched sports that win Olympics, and capturing that buzz and bringing it back and creating content and viewership and bringing these insane athletes and what they're doing into the forefront, right? And bring it mainstream. Now, the tricky part with that, the caveat is you also have to be able to do that without messing up, kind of the world tours and stuff like that, where people are getting points geared towards the Olympics or geared towards their Briars or geared towards their nationals. So, that's kind of where curling gets, stifled, because it becomes very regional because of those massive events or those national events for the nations that you represent. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to blend that. We're trying to create a spring league that can be a professional league, really bring this to the audience, really make an event specific type deal where we want fans to come, where the viewership on TV is just as good as the viewership, from the arena when you're there. Think about, Phoenix Open, right? Or the Waste Management Open, they call it now.
Right.
Not as crazy now, maybe 10 years ago. But that fan experience where it took golf, it opened golf up to everybody, not just the people that love golf. People were there just to hang out, enjoy it, see the fun. You created an atmosphere around it, and that's what we're really trying to do. And, our same group, we own the Grand Slams of curling, which are like the, majors of the 4 majors of golf, right? We have 5 major events. You have to be the top 15 in the world to be invited to it. And we've been running those for the last couple of years and had great success. And now we're excited to bring Rock League. And now we'll be able to expand on the game of curling, right? Obviously, we want to keep it traditional for the traditionalists, but we want to modernize the game, and we want to create different games with it. Maybe it's a mixed fours, maybe it's a men's pairs, maybe men's and women's points. Games are going to matter to the team concept. We're creating teams around it. We have general managers. So it's a really cool deal, and we're able to push the boundaries and bring great content, to all of our media partners and all that stuff. And guys like George and TJ, they curl out here on a Monday league in Nashville, right? You know what I mean?
Wow.
And George now right now he's being injured. They love curling. And so when we came to them, approached them with it, they were all in. And when you get athletes and people that are visible, bringing the spotlight to what these men and women are doing, because it is incredible. I mean, you're talking about throwing like a 42-pound rock down 144 feet of ice, and trying to make shots that, if you miss by a centimeter, can totally change the outcome of the game. So, it's the next-gen stats, as the NFL would put it, are kind of thing.
Jared Allen, 9 to noon. We're talking curling, a little football at the end. So, correct me if I'm wrong here, but with all the curling we're watching now, and it's on all hours of the day, which means there clearly are a lot of people around the world watching the replays of what will take place, say, here in the morning in the Central Time Zone or whatever. It's on all the time. Was there a time that you watched curling and you're like, I love this, I want to do this, but this game, this sport needs some energy and it needs some hype, and that's what you guys are doing?
100%. I think, I've always, even before I got into curling was the sport I watched during the Winter Olympics, right? And it looks so easy. You're like, I think curling is great because any level of person can play it, right? Because you can go do a learn to curl and be on the ice with just friends and people will teach you how to do it, and there's systems set up that even at the most novice level you can have a blast curling, right? And then as you really get better, you can advance the game and this, that, and the other. So that's why curling appeals to masses. And it looks simple until you get on the ice, right? And so I used to always watch it, and I think it shows so well on TV, and obviously the Olympic crowds are great, and there's this hype around it. And then when I started curling, it's exactly what you said. You get to these, spiels, you get to these tournaments, and they're just at local clubs. There's just a small portion of people there. The curling world is actually very small, especially in the U.S. And then I've been fortunate enough to play overseas, and those are bigger, right? There's more energy there. But you're right, and that's kind of what the concept was. It's like, man, this is such a great game. We've got to bring it to people's attention. We've got to bring some hype around it. We've got to, it starts with education, because when you know what you're watching, it's more fun to watch, right? Yeah. Curling is one of these sports which we're lucky it shows better on TV than it is in person because you have announcers, right? So now how do we make the in-person stadium experience better? And by doing that, you can shrink, our goal is we shrink the sheets, right? It's hard to watch 8 teams playing at once if I don't know what's going on, right? So you shrink that. You got 1 or 2 games going on at once. So those are the challenges we're taking up, and how to bring that experience to the fans, so a novice fan can come, enjoy the atmosphere, because it is like we had the Grand Slam in Tahoe in November, and then the atmosphere was fantastic. And you see these bigger events up in Canada and stuff like that, but we'll have 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people show up at these things, right?
Yeah.
So that's the challenge. But you're right. And when I first got into it, it was like, man, this game is so much fun. The people are so great. We got to bring some hype to this. We got to expose this to the masses. And that's the challenge we're taking up.
The Chaska Curling Club up here has been big. I mean, very big for these Americans. So do you sense curling has a chance to capture the imagination of the nation off what is being generated in the Olympics?
It should, but it hasn't. Right? I mean, we had arguably one of the greatest comeback stories. I mean, it was like Miracle on Ice too, right? When John Schuster and those guys rallied back to win gold after being almost eliminated in pool play, and that didn't, right. And so, to be honest, I mean that falls on USA Curling, and it falls on whoever was in control of the curling ops at that time. They didn't find a way to harness that, right, and expand upon it. And it can be tough because obviously everybody's geared up for the Olympics, and then when you come back, you can kind of have a lull. That's the challenge we're taking up. So that's where we realize, like, there is a space for this. Yeah. Like, the world tells us there's a space for it. Like you said, now we have to capture. So yes, do I think it's possible? 100%. And that's why we're taking the steps we're taking. That's why we've started, creating this content around the best curlers in the world via the slams. That's why we're slow rolling the league. The league will start off in April. We'll have basically a 1 week kind of deal, where we play this league out and conception and let the fans see it. And then we'll slowly expand upon it, right? Because sometimes you can just jump right in and people still kind of, I don't really know what I'm doing. So we're really trying to capture it. It's unfortunate. I do think it can, take over the nation. I do think more and more people, once they start seeing it, playing it, will enjoy it. I see it out here in Nashville. Mark Bolger started a curling club called T-Line out here. And there's more Learn to Curl corporate events. I mean, that's just nonstop. People love it, right? So, yes, I think it's there. I think the challenge is, having the right people in place that understand how to capture an audience. And I believe we have the right team for that. It's unfortunate that it didn't happen back when you had arguably one of the greatest comeback stories ever with Schuster and them. It didn't get done. So, hopefully we can step in to fill that role. But it is going to take, the Canadian Curling Federation, the United States Curling Federation, all these world federations to realize, hey, we've got to bring in outside people to help elevate this sport, right? We can't keep it local. We can't keep it to our little old nation and just think, patriotism is going to drive the sport. It's not going to do it. At the end of the day, athletes need to get paid. Sponsors want their logos and, their products viewed. And that's the game we play, right? And so that's kind of where we're trying to get to. But yeah, I think it has legs, and I think it can run a long time.
Yeah, this Jared Allen's talking about the Rock League, which he, T.J. Hawkinson, George Kittle, and others are unfurling and unveiling in April. So you can figure out more about that online. But it's called the Rock League, and it sounds cool. Now let me ask you this: what's more exciting to you? Those days you sacked Aaron Rodgers, or when you sweep your way to a curling stone, knocking two opponents' stones out of the circle in one fell swoop?
Nothing will ever beat the feeling of hitting a quarterback in his spine in front of 80,000 people. That's just good old-fashioned fun. But it is. I mean, as a competitor, that is something. When you're head down and you are sweeping the rock hog line to hog line, and you make an insane shot, running hits and doubles, and you're trying not to fall on your face or shatter your broom like I did when I was out in Tahoe. It's pretty sad, I'm not gonna lie. It's satisfying on a different way. It's satisfying because your team and the other people, your opponent knows the effort that you put in there. Yeah. No one else knows it. No one else watching it realizes what great effort you put into it. When you sack a quarterback, the whole stadium knows what the heck's going on, right? Right. So they are. I wouldn't say they are equally satisfying by any means. Clearly, smashing quarterbacks is a little more fun. But there's sense of a job well done. When you sweep your face off, it is. It's like, yeah, buddy, let's get it.
How elite are your sweeping skills?
Honestly, I'm average. These top guys are insane. Like, I get the job, and I put a lot of weight on the broom just by sheer size and mass. And you know, I do work. When I was playing consistently, I was working really hard on my technique. Trouble for me is trying to get a broom that fits me, and now they're getting more and more because, you know, supers are getting taller and bigger. But you know, there's some guys. So I'll say I'm average. The top, you know, the top 5%, 10% guys out there, they're doing some crazy things with those rocks.
Isn't it just amazing when the perfectly timed friction from the sweeper or sweepers gets the stone to take turns and ruin the dreams of others? I mean, that's such an art.
It really is. And a lot, you know, there's always the debate of whether you're polishing the ice or scratching the ice. I don't think there is a debate. I think you are scratching with these top guys for sure. Because, you know, back when the broom heads were different, I mean, these guys could make that rock move like a snake. You know, they could back it up. They could do whatever. Yeah. But now these top sweepers, you can carry a rock probably an extra 8 to 10 feet. In some instances, you know, they're going to hold a line straight. And so now you give your shooters now much more confidence. But yeah, I mean, that's the cool part about curling. One shot can change everything. You can have an insane end setup and one shot. You saw it in the Americans versus the Great Britain last night, right? And I don't know if it was a replay or not, but the women, the American women are up. I think they were up 1 with hammer in the 10th, and on the Great Britain skips last stone, she makes this insane in-off off a corner guard, takes out shot rock of American to line 2, and buried. And then the Americans only had to run back in to try to knock one out, you know, either hopefully to win, to take one, or just limit the steal to 1 and go to an extra end. And they wreck on the guard, and here you go. Great Britain ends up stealing 2 in the 10th to win the game. It was nuts. And it was one shot. And the American women were in control the whole match. Yeah. And she made insane shots. So yeah, that's what's cool about that. That game can switch on a dime by one shot. And I think, you know, it shows the dramatics of what curling could be because there's always an angle to make a shot. And that's what's kind of cool.
Yeah, I have minimal idea of what you just said, but your level of excitement of the way you laid that out with the vernacular and the technical terms of curling, that was beautiful. A couple to close here for Jared Allen. Have you ever think you could make Team USA in curl in the Olympics?
I do think so. It's you know, two of the you know, guys on the Olympic team right now are 2 of my old teammates. The lead, Aiden Holtenberg, played with us a couple years ago. And Rich Ruin, the alternate, was played with us a couple years ago. I do think I could. Obviously, you got to have the right team, right? Because that's another cool thing about curling. It's not selective, right? Your team's got to win that spot. The only, you know, USA Curling reserves the right to choose the alternate. In those situations, but yeah, I definitely think I can. I can play the best of them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, couple of local football questions before we leave. Kevin Williams, all right, big ticket. Now he has a shot at the Hall of Fame. NFL locker rooms are such cultural melting pots, man. Did you ever think a gangly kid from Northern California would become best friends with a man from backwoods Arkansas?
Oh yeah, that's my guy. Actually, you know, Keith Bullock and I were talking about the other day too, man. I was like, that's what drives me nuts when people put politics into our sport. I'm like, sports is the greatest melting pot of honestly how society should act. You have 53 or 60 some odd alpha males in a room. I mean, you get along based on like just your core morality, right? Because you're going to make fun of each other for everything. Nothing is off limits, right? And the rest of the world wouldn't understand that. But what it does is it creates bonds across vows that you never thought would create because you realize at your core you have more things in common. Like I grew up poor on a horse ranch, right? Kevin, like you said, Kevin's from, you know, deep South Arkansas. Yep. But we come together based off the respect of our craft, right, which is football, the mutual respect of how we treat our wives, our faith, our, being fathers and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, I love sports for that reason, man. Sports brings people together on such like just a deep core, minute level that all the BS is stripped aside. So, and to me, Sammy, Keith Bullock and I were talking about that because I'm like, here he is, a kid that kind of grew up hardcore in New York City, right? And I grew up on a horse ranch in freaking California. We have no business being as good friends as we are, but here we are. So, Kevin Williams, he's one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of sports, right? And I'm so happy for him. I was so excited that he made it to the finals for the Hall of Fame this year. Yep. After not even being, not getting there, and to see that finally he gets the recognition there, and I hope he gets it next year because that man is deserving. I mean, you're a 5-time All-Pro. I mean, that right there, it speaks for itself. I believe now he's the only 5-time All-Pro not in the Hall of Fame.
Damn.
Because Luke Kuechly got in this year. And so, Kevin, again, if there's someone, and I even throw myself in this equation, like if there's someone that, people should model themselves after, a game after him, that dude didn't say much. He's funny as heck. He was a quiet leader, but Kevin showed up every day, worked his butt off, and he made it look easy. That's one of the reasons I respect him so much, right?
Yeah.
He made his job look so easy, and it wasn't. Let me that's just a testament to how good he is.
Lastly, the acting general manager here, somebody you know quite well, Rob Brzezinski. I got no idea what's going to happen after the draft. Yeah, but I mean, you can't do better as a person and a smart football guy than Brzezinski, right?
100%. Like I like Kwesi. I was shocked when I saw that change coming. I have no clue what led to it or anything like that. I liked the dynamic that they had up there. I thought we were heading in the right direction. Clearly, last year was a hiccup. But now, speaking just to Rob, we don't even need a search.
Yes.
Rob's the guy. Rob is the guy.
Yeah.
Rob has been there forever. Rob was instrumental in getting me there. I think you can ask anybody. You can ask George Payton, who's now the GM over in Denver. You could ask Ray. You can ask anybody. Rob has been a stalwart for this organization forever. And the reason I love that is because he understands the history of our organization. He understands our past successes, our past failures, and he clearly understands and sees how to assemble a staff. Because I do think we have one of the greatest coaching staffs in the league. With our coordinators and head coach. So I firmly believe he's the guy. He knows the numbers inside and out. And you know what? Again, like you said, there's no better person.
HOF Jared Allen talking about curling and Olympic curling and much more. Speaking of the Olympics, let's go over to Milan. Here's PFox, Parker Fox, for a final time this week. Hey, Parker, thanks for making time. I know you're busy. Taylor and the USA women play for the gold in an hour and change. What's on your mind right now, brother?
Oh, there's a lot flowing right now, PA. First of all, good to hear from you. Hope all is well stateside. Things are good here, man. We're a little bit of a delay. The bronze game went to overtime. Switzerland played, I think, Sweden. Switzerland ended up winning in overtime. So we are in a little bit of a delay waiting in line right now, about 4 or 5 football fields long, about 35 people wide trying to get into the stadium. People are kind of packed in here like sardines. So a lot of emotions flowing, but excited, man. Just excited to watch her and her team at the pinnacle of the sport. What
do you think? They're 4.5-1 favorites. They last won the gold in 2018. I know Canada has Poulin, the captain, back. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. What do you think about the game?
I think it's just going to be one of your old-fashioned, just classics, man. I think this is going to be an excellent hockey game. I hope people back in the States are fired up as much as we are here in Milan for this one. You know, you beat them 5-0 in the prelims, and you're feeling good about yourself. But this is a team you both had each other's number, right? You've both been kind of going back and forth with wins and with world championships and with Olympic gold medals, and here it is. It's right in front of you, a couple hours away, and you get the two best you get to see the best women's hockey players in the world playing here in a couple hours, and that's what excites me the most. But I think this team is poised. I think they're ready to rock and roll. I think the youth is going to come into play here, especially for the Americans. They got, I think, 6 college girls on the roster. Canada has none. So I think you got to, trust that youth, rely on that youth, and hopefully those young legs are ready to rock and roll early in this one.
Your fiance, Taylor Heisey, with the last chat you had with her before the gold medal game, what kind of a mental frame of mind is she in, and how does she feel?
Yeah, I mean, you've gotten to know her pretty well, over the past couple of years here, PA, and the competitor that she is. I think she's just over everything excited, just blessed to have the opportunity to go out there and to do this and to be one of the best women's hockey players in the world. And the only thing I told her, I said the hay's in the barn, right? You've already done the work. You've already prepped yourself, the countless hours you spent, on your craft. You've already done that kind of stuff. So now's the opportunity where you get to go out and you get to shine and you get to put it all on display. So I think, that's kind of her mindset as well going into this thing is, hey, I've done the work. Hey, I put myself in the position to be here. And now's the opportunity where this is, the biggest game I've ever played in front of the most amount of people, in front of the most amount of TV viewers. And what an awesome opportunity. So soak all that in, relish it, and then, go put your foot down and go win yourself a gold medal, man. I think there's a lot of excitement coming from her this morning on our morning walk.
Well, I can tell you're super excited. Enjoy the game. I'll be texting you during the game. God bless you and your family, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Please do, man. Yeah, we're fired up. Go USA. Make sure everybody is showing love over there in the States, man. I appreciate you guys calling.
Later, brother. This Parker Fox, his fiance Taylor Heisey, and the women's hockey team go for the gold an hour and change from now. As Parker said, the bronze medal game went to overtime, so therefore there's a little bit of a delay with the gold medal game. Nevertheless, it'll be sometime afternoon, USA and Canada. And Olivia King with Youth Hockey Hub, and also the Talk Goalie to Me podcast. Well, she's in patriotic fashion right now with a USA sweatshirt, and she joins us in studio next.